So this was our patio front porch ceiling light fixture, and we knew this was not going to work for us. So we switched it up and got ourselves a modern recessed light. So before getting started, be sure to shut off your electricity. Make sure you stay safe and cut that electricity off. Now, this light fixture was secured by two screws on the outer cover, so we went on ahead and removed those. And this glass cover is really jammed in there, so we just pry that off and so we can dislodge that. Next, we're going to take off this light bulb, and there's a tiny screw right in the center that's keeping the light fixture attached to the ceiling, so we want to go ahead and remove that as well. All right, so our wires are exposed and the light fixture is just dangling on by those few wires. So we want to unscrew right here. We have this metal plate, so remove those and then we'll be able to see the wires much better. Remove these wire connector nuts. And we got one more, and yes, we are free and clear of all wires on that light fixture. So final touches on getting rid of this plate up here. One more screw to go. All right. So now we're going to use this paper template that came with the recessed light, and we're going to cut out the circle using our oscillating saw. Now this was probably the trickiest part. For one, you don't want to cut too deep because you might nick something, and we don't want that. And then two, the ridges within this material made it particularly difficult. So take your time and cut out accordingly so that you can have a nice, smooth, clean circle. Now pay particular attention to this screw. This is what we're going to focus on. Still watching it? So there's two screws in here, and we're going to first take out this first one. And now we'll move on to taking out this last screw right here. It's a little tricky. Okay, we're going to come at it from a different angle. All right, so now we are free from the ceiling. So we'll just jiggle this out and so that we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so this wire is just sitting within this casing. There's no screw or item restricting it. It's mainly the shape of this material, and so we're just going to jiggle and push our way through to get this wire completely free and clear. So for our next stage, we're going to use this pushing connector, this little gray circular plastic thing. It'll stick right in that circle of the box, and this box is where our wires are all going to connect together. And so we'll use this pushing connector in order to make sure the wires from the home don't move. So we want to make sure it's nice and secure. So it's real easy to use. You just pop it in and then you push the wires through this gray connector in order for it to be very stable within the wire box. So you can see these wires coming through. Alright, so now for the fun part. We will connect like wires with like wires. So this green wire is ground. Similarly, the copper is also ground, so we want to connect both of these in this port connector so that they are having a connection with each other. So we want to make sure that that um, copper wire is securely synced within that port connector. So next we want to get the white wire with the other white wire. Keeping it real simple here. So we don't have a port connector for the white wire, but we'll just go ahead and use one of these wire connector nuts. And so we got this yellow one here. We'll twist the white wires together and then put this cap on it and then twist it. Now we'll secure that connection. Make sure it's on there real good. Alright, while we're here, might as well go ahead and snap these down and push it down real good so that it's nice and folded up into our box. And then finally, we have the black wire with the black wire. You want to make sure both of the black wires are connected and pushed in really strong into the port connector. So now that connection is secure. You want to fold it down so that it fits nicely in the box. You gotta push it down there. Almost there. Almost there, and we're good. So the box has our wires connected. We are ready to connect the recessed light to this box. And so there's a little groove here. We want to make sure when we're connecting these two cables that we line it up just right. So push it in there and twist. Now before we completely finish things up, we want to make sure that electricity is on. So moment of truth here. Let's run to the breaker box and turn it on just to make sure we got light. Hey, we are good to go. Now that we have confirmed the light is working, we'll go ahead and turn off the electricity once again and then put this light box back into the ceiling. Ideally, we would want to secure it to some sort of stud, and then we'll be able to wedge this light disc into the ceiling. So we'll start with one side to latch it in there, and then we'll use this other side and bend it up into the ceiling. Now on this first go around, we had this wire in the way, so we did have to take it down and try it one more time. So now that we have the wire out of the way, we'll try it again. Alright, so now just position that in there and we are good to go. One more time, let's turn on the breaker box.